Hello and welcome to Exploring the Holos. We're going to try again today. I guess you could call this part 2 of the Spring Camper 2026 video. We're going to try to de-winterize the camper again today. We had a little issue with rodents last weekend. My overtime has been canceled, so I'm off on a Saturday. And I'm going to start out by mopping it, so that I can get on that floor and crawl around without feeling disgusting. And then we'll get into the de-winterization. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and enjoy the content. So not a day goes by over here where there's not motors and stuff, lawnmowers every single day. Can't take a day off from riding a lawnmower. Yeah, so hopefully you can hear me, that's all I'm saying. Let's check out, see if the little critters came back. I did spray the anti-rodent repellent. Hopefully that worked. It's a little bit of a breeze, but hopefully it's not interfering with the sound. Dude, this bed is crazy. I don't know how it was in here before. That don't fit at all. It's like it grew when I took it out. So I'll have to figure that out later. But yeah, it looks good so far. Battery's full, so that's all good. Let's get the slide out. Okay, battery's on. Let's see if this slide works. Ooh. Little rough starting out. We're not perfectly level, so that's not good. But there's not much I can do where I have this parked right here. I definitely want to find a better parking spot for this thing, if I'm going to keep it. We'll see. Playing everything by ear right now. So the first thing we're going to do, I don't know. Everything looks fairly good. You know, I don't know. There are still some droppings, but I don't know if that's from the stuff we missed last time. I am going to get in here with a mop right now. After I mop this all up, then I will continue on with the next step of the de-winterization process, which will be, we'll be getting a hose, probably 200 feet of hose, all the way from the front of the house, and then we have to run all of the faucets to get the pink antifreeze out. I'm trying to do this from memory. I don't want to have to go back and look at my video from last year. So yeah, let's do it that way. As you can see, the mopping has made things very wet in here, so I'm going to have to move on to the getting the hose, and hopefully things are dried out by then. The big fear that I have after talking to some coworkers is a lot of times they will chew through the one of the tanks to get up into the drains, or even the water lines to get into the camper. And that is something I'm going to find out today. If that happened, we have a much bigger issue. I do have insurance for rodent damage, but that will slow everything down, because then this thing's got to go into the shop, and these things take a long time to get repaired because it's just so busy all the time. Even getting like a winterization could take a month or month and a half. So I mean, if you're talking a tank replacement, that's a major thing for an RV. But I'm going to figure that out today. So let's do this together. Let's suffer the consequences together. All right, on to the next step. Well, I finally got enough hose hooked up to reach the front of the house. And we do have the full pressure on, I do believe. And it's not leaking. You want to make sure there's no drips. That's good. So far, I don't see or hear any drips coming from underneath. I pretty much leave this filter on here all the time. The way these things are, they always have an arrow on them. The brand I used to get had an arrow right here saying the water flow direction, but this Camco brand has it right there. See that? Water flow. You want to make sure you got that going in the right direction. All right, now we are going to I believe open up a low point drain. Yeah, we're going to open up these switches and get all of the pink fluids out. Like that. Pretty clear. Oh, I'm sorry. Like that. That's good for that one. And then the red, there shouldn't be anything because we don't have a bypass. Well, I guess. Oh yeah, we bypass the tank, so there is water coming through here. That's not something we're going to drink, so we don't have to get crazy. Yeah, I don't see any mouse damage down here. It's very strange. Everything seems to be intact. I don't know how they get in. The best way to do it is just keep them from wanting to get in. All right, let's move to the inside. Okay, first step, go through, this still has to be cleaned, but we're gonna go through and run all the pink out of all the faucets. So on a single handle like this, there is a cold and a warm, and I don't know which is which anymore, so. I don't like this. It's hard to tell what is droppings because of the way that it is. And that's pretty clear. We're going to switch over to the hot or whatever it is. And that's pretty clear. Yeah, if there's animals down there, they should be struggling to get up, I would think. Or we're going to hear leaking. Ooh, a toilet. To the sink. Basically, just the opposite of the winterization process. This one's always fun because you get wet no matter what. All right, here we go. Left, I don't know which one's cold or hot. Yeah, it gets all over. Wouldn't call that good. Right. So that's going to pool back there because we're not level. And then the toilet. Now you want to be careful in doing this because there could be air in the lines. But we lucked out that time. And it's been known to spray me before. It's not good. So I did not get the antifreeze out of the front hose. That's like a garden hose sprayer with a curly stuff. Oh, looks like I got dirt on my face. Because I don't know if I'm even going to be using that. My use of this year, I'm expecting to be quite limited. So we're just going to leave that for now and keep that in the back of our mind when we do use it, that it's probably going to spray out RV antifreeze for a little bit. But, okay, I think the next step is to switch the hot water, or the water heater, from bypass into regular mode. And for that, we have to get down into the gross area that had the mouse nest and all the disgusting parts down here. Whoa. But at least I mopped the floor so I can lay on it. I'm going to maybe just put this stuff aside for now, just so I can get in there. Yeah. This is all fairly clean. All right. Now, if you have a newer model than this one, you're still going to have a wall, like a wooden wall that I ripped out because it was very difficult to take it in and out, and it ended up being like every single time I had to drill new holes to put it back in because they never lined up straight. So I just took it out because it's kind of a pain in the butt. And I don't think I even need to keep anything down here. So yeah, there are two valves right there. We're just going to switch them both to the other direction. One is an inlet and one is an out. The cold is the water going in. And there it goes. Ouch. Oh shit, wait a minute. That is wrong. Okay. Before you do that step, oh boy, I'm a little rusty on this. Before you do that, you need to go put the anode rod in. So let's go do that quick. Oh, look at it, dripping. That's okay. You need to put this anode rod in. And I do no longer have the tool for doing that. This is going to have to be done with something else. I successfully used a channel locks in the past. It's just a little more difficult. Yeah, this is not. I'm gonna have to put this down for a second. So I got it on. I'd like to have gotten it in there a little bit further than that, but there's a lot of calcium buildup and I don't have the brush to clean it any better. So what we're gonna do is just see if it leaks or not. If it does, we'll have to depressurize it and let the water out and clean it up better. It was a 1 1/1/16 socket. So if you can get one of those, it's either deep well or with a extension. I'm going to open this so that when this is filled up, I'll know that it's full and empty of air when the water comes out. All right, let's get back to switching the valves. Now I can fill up the tank by opening the cold. I'm just going to open both of them right away. And that's a very weird sound. There must be air bubbles in there. Wow. I don't ever remember it being that loud, but okay. Now, you're going to want to check this with a flashlight and make sure there's no leaks once it gets pressurized. Yeah, this is very loud sounding in there. And I don't know why. Why? Never heard it like that before. Right now we should be able to feel air coming out. I'm feeling nothing. Huh, where is the water going? Should be filling this up. I do hear water going into it. There should be air coming out though. Okay. And there you go. So now it's full enough for now. We can close that. And then we're going to, I guess, run the hot faucets a little bit just to get the air out of the lines, because we don't really want to have a explosion, you know what I mean? Because if you don't have it all liquid, what happens is that air heats up and then it blows up. I'm not sure which one this is. And then you're going to want to do it again once you have the heating up, just to make sure. All right then. I'm just going to get down there with a flashlight, and actually, you know what? First, I'm going to turn on the gas. I'm going to turn on the gas, and we're going to try to run the hot water heater. The water heater. It's not a hot water heater, it's just a water heater. But for that, we need to turn the gas on first. Come up to the front here, undo these things. There's like a little arrow on this thing that says this is the tank that should have gas in it. Oh, look at that. Oh, no, it was closed. All right, gonna open it all the way. I like to leave that open so I remember to shut it. Shut the gas off. Then what you have to do, you have to try to start one of these. We're going to try to start the front one here. Turn it to light, because there's going to be air in these lines also. And you need to get all the air out before the water heater is going to work. I just keep on turning it. I don't smell any gas yet, so... There we go. Now I'm going to turn on this one. I'm going to turn it off right away. I'm going to turn on this one just to make sure they all work. There you go. All right, now we should be able to turn this on. Go up here to your control panel. Well, our black tank is a third full. I think that's just the sensor. Sensor could be clogged. Where are we here? Water heater. You'll hear a click, 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 and it should fire off. Let's go down here. It's way cooler down here. And that's what you want to hear. Perfect. All right. Ah! This door just ripped my shoe off. That's weird. After cleaning this out, I did notice this right here. That right there needs to get sealed up. Great stuff, or maybe a few multiple different layers. Okay, so this water heater is still going. It is heating the water. It should be shutting off by now. Not hearing any leaks. I don't know what I did with my flashlight. I thought I left it in here. No, I did not leave the flashlight in here. But I'm not hearing any leaking, but I am quite deaf. So we're going to move on to the water pump. So that is a switch. We need to switch from bypassing that water pump. Then we need to fill up the tank and make sure there's no leaks there. Let's go. But first, we're gonna turn off this water heater. Turn that off. Go shut off the gas. We won't be needing that anymore. And then we'll move on to the next step. So what we gotta do is turn off the water and then take that hose off. And then we're going to fill up this freshwater connection tank right here. So then, first thing you want to do, take this cap. Some people just have a valve, but on this one we have a cap. And you're going to find your low point drain. It says freshwater drain. And put that on there. I'm gonna have to get down. Yeah, and hopefully when we fill this up, we ain't having a big leak attack. I don't see any rodent entry here. It's a good sign, good sign. Everything's, if all this was cleanup, I'm gonna count that as a win, even though we never had to deal with it with this camper before. So put that in that hole, turn her on and fill her up. It's gonna take a long time. I don't know, I think I'm only gonna, it does sound like I got water running somewhere else. Oh, that's just an audio illusion. So yeah, I'm just going to fill it up like halfway. We're gonna make sure we turn this gas off, right? All the way closed. See how that wind blew this down? And I almost forgot. I'm gonna make sure both of them are closed. Usually the only time I run out of gas is when it's super cold out and we have the heater running. Dude, good to go. I'm just going to come in here and we're going to monitor the fresh. Still empty. There we go. Since I can't really show you inside there because this light is crazy. I don't know if you can see it. Look at that. See that switch? There's a switch right there. I'm not exactly sure if that's the correct direction, because it wouldn't make sense that they, I don't know. I did have Quiet Woods do this. I don't know what they did. But there's, down there is the tube that you use for sucking the RV antifreeze into the system. I'm going to turn on the pump And it's either going to be the right direction or it's going to be sucking that hose. If it is suction at that hose, I know I'll have to switch it. So where is the pump? Right here. Ready? Go. And it sounds like there's air bubbles. This happened last year. So then what we're going to do, let the air bubbles out. Vapor lock. Right? Let me try to switch that switch, see if that helps. Oh, there we go. Yep. That's the sound you want to hear. Yeah, so I didn't have to switch it at all. They did that already. Now, right, and it shuts off. So that's what you want. You want it to turn on. You want the pump to automatically turn on when there is a pressure loss. So when you open up a valve or a sink, the pump will automatically turn on because it senses a pressure loss. So if you are sleeping or just sitting around in here, not using a sink or a faucet, and you hear that pump turn on, that means you have a leak somewhere and you need to search for it. Because a leak that you don't notice will cause water damage that costs thousands of dollars. So the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open the sewer dump cap, because every year it leaks a little bit and I just want to get that all out of there, just for a peace of mind. So when I do dump this eventually, it's not spraying out on my shoes when I don't have a place I can go shower. So that's about it. I'm just going to clean up a little bit, put away all my cleaning supplies for now maybe, and clean off the counters. Like I said, I'm a germaphobe. I'm not going to put any bedding in here for right now. But yeah, other than that, we're ready to go. I do want to strap down the battery in the front a little bit. Now I feel like we can start to make plans. So thanks for watching, guys. This has been how to de-winterize your Nobo 20.4. Video number 3, I believe. This is the 3rd time I'm doing this. Yeah, I hope I did it right. I really didn't use any instructions. This is all from memory. But I should remember it by now. Have a safe week. Have a safe week. Thanks for watching. Ad Astra, my friends. Go to notanotherdollar.com and operationconsequences.com to see what you can do to fix our government.